They have spent nearly 60 years together, building a business after first buying it from his dad and uncle, then buying out his brother. But money was tight, and his prized first car with her, this Jaguar, would have to go.
I sold it when I didn't have 2 dimes to rub together, you know.
Do you remember what it felt like when you sold that car?
Oh, heck yes. Yeah, just like it was yesterday.
What did it feel like?
You know, it was like if you gave up one of your kids almost.
I didn't care if my hair blew and all that back in those days.
Now, do you remember when you had to, when he decided, or you decided as a team, to give that car away or to sell that car?
That was really a hard one to sell. Yeah, because his dad was still living and his dad loved that car. And yeah, that was a hard one to give up.
Decades passed, cars would come and go. But what were the chances he would ever see that car again? Then one day, a call from a fireman friend, Sean Terrell, who dabbles in cars too.
He found it and he called me up and he said, "Bob, I found this Jaguar and I can't understand it. It's a mess. I could barely see it in the building, but the guy showed me the title and it's still in your name." I'll tell you what, how many times do you get something you owned 60 years ago and find it in a barn all apart?
He called in more off-duty firemen to help dig it out.
It was in pieces, completely apart. I mean, just completely apart. And everything was, I don't know why they took it apart. It ran and looked perfect when I sold it, but it scattered that whole grassy area out there with the parts, you know. And it took them at least 10 hours and they were just covered with coon dust.
When it left, when it came back, it was about a foot of coon crap in it and dead little bodies and ugly things.
So when you looked at that rusted out body, boxes of parts everywhere, coming close to the age of 80-ish, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Did you think, I can do this?
Well, I knew I could do it, but I didn't know if I was going to be in that, win a popularity contest with my bride of 58 years, you know.
But Donna wanted it back too and joined him in the search for the remaining parts back in that old dirty barn.
Of course, then she's getting all excited about this Jaguar. Yeah, I'm still pretty excited about it.
And now, after all those years and months of work on a project still not quite done,
So Bob, this isn't the exact car, your first car, but it is closely related.
Oh yes, very close.
And that car is still a work in progress, but this one is ready to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you like most about it?
Well, this car has a kind of a neat history. I haven't verified all of it, but supposedly it came from the guy that started Branson, Missouri. He bought it.
Can we take a look, see what this looks like?
Sure.
Oh my goodness. Look at that shine.
How so many curves and rolls, and you know, it's mostly aluminum. You know, it's not really a heavy car, and it's just the way it sculptures. It drives so smooth. The suspension is lightweight, so it has a very light, unsprung suspension, and I don't know, it just drives different than anything else.
It's got a lot of power, but it doesn't really roar. It's pretty smooth overall.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power, but my age, I don't need to play with that, you know.
And a bonus surprise, with a new coat of paint, something Bob doesn't do anymore, the original comes back home.
Man. Wow.
Oh, it looks nice.
That's nice. That's really
It's nice. These cars drive so nice and ride so nice. They're just, it's hard, and they sound so nice. They're completely different than any other car.
And it must be a good feeling to know that you've kind of come full circle, right? You started out, you had to give that away. And now one of your cars that you're restoring, bringing back to life, is one that you started with.
Yeah.
It was so good to have it again, you know. It kind of really brought back a lot of fun times and fun memories. Yeah.
Talk about fun times. Wait until you hear about the Valentine's Day that nearly stalled.
And then I'd forgot it was Valentine's Day one day, and I had just bought a whole bunch of fenders and body parts. Had a bow from a car I had bought. I had a bow.
He didn't remember Valentine's Day, and so he brought home this load of junk, and I was supposed to be thrilled.
A new adventure in Bob and Donna's garage.